Introduction to fermentation. Fermentation is an age-old practice that has been very popular in India, and it has been implemented and used, followed in various industries, and it is also a household practice where different type of foods have been prepared by fermenting them. Introduction to fermentation. Food fermentation has been in existence since ancient times. Even traditionally, we were using foods that were fermented. Though fermentation was defined in various ways, in simple terms, it may be defined as a process for the production of a product by mass culture of microorganism. So a product can be developed, a new product can be produced by the mass culture of microorganism, by the growth of a large number of microorganism. So this is how the process of fermentation is defined. So the product may be a food product, or it may be a product that has a industrial application. Fermentation is considered as one of the oldest form of food biotechnology and forms good example of our ancient wisdom. So traditionally, we have been using different products that were fermented, and this is one of the oldest form of food microbiology or food biotechnology. Fermentation proved to offer different types of benefits, like it improves the nutritional quality of the food, it improves the sensorial quality of the food, it improves the taste, appearance, texture of the food, and it makes the food more palatable. Fermented foods are more palatable. The safety of the substrate was reported to be enhanced by fermentation, as it reduces the toxins that are present in the food, and it also removes the anti-nutritional factors that are present in the substrate. So during the fermentation process, there is a possibility of reducing the toxins that are naturally present in the food, and it is also possible that the anti-nutritional factors are removed from the substrate. In addition, recent researchers proved biological functions of fermented foods affected due to functional microbes. There are various biological functions that are performed by the fermented foods that has been induced by the microorganisms that are involved in the fermentation process, which provides several health promoting benefits to the consumers. Thus, fermented foods satisfy considerable portion of consumers' nutritional and health needs. So it is very important for the nutritional status. It will improve the nutritional status, and it will also promote the health of the individual. Due to nutritional significance and functional importance, traditional fermented foods occupy an important place in the diet of people, particularly from Africa and the Asian countries. So these fermented foods are very nutritious, and there are different health benefits that are provided by the fermented foods, and therefore such foods are very popular in Africa and also in the Asian countries. The health benefits of the fermented foods. During traditional fermentation process, the locally available ingredients, it can be cereals, pulses or vegetables. The locally available ingredients, which may be a part of plant or the animal origin, they are converted into edible products by the physiological activity of the microorganisms. Due to the action of the microorganisms, the vegetable products or the animal products are fermented and they are used as food. Potential benefits may result due to the growth and action of bacteria or any microorganism during the manufacture of the cultured food. The cultured food is nothing but the fermented food. A therapeutic benefit also includes prophylaxis. Prophylaxis is prevention against some types of intestinal infection. It improves the digestion, and it improves the digestion of lactose. So when there is diarrhea or stomach upset for some person, we always recommend that the person can consume curd rice or buttermilk, right? So it improves the digestion, and it improves the digestion of lactose against lactose maldigestion. So some people may be lactose intolerant. When they consume food that contains lactose, it will lead to diarrhea because of partial digestion. They don't have an enzyme called as lactase, which will break the carbohydrate lactose to galactose and glucose. So in such case, because of incomplete digestion of lactose, it will lead to digestive problems in the individual. But if the lactose containing food is fermented, lactose is converted to lactic acid, and therefore lactose will be no more present in the food, and that will be tolerated even by the patient, even by the person who has lactose intolerance. Lactose malabsorption may compromise their intake of protein and calcium. So say for example, if a person has lactose intolerance, lactose will be present in all the dairy products. So what they would do, they would automatically reduce the intake of all the dairy foods, and also they'll not be in a position to consume the foods that contain the milk solids, as a result of which they'll be deprived of protein and calcium that are present in the dairy products. So these microfloras are capable of providing numerous health benefits beyond the basic nutritional value. So when the food is fermented, the microorganisms provide or incorporate changes in the food that is very much desirable, and it will improve the nutritive value of the food and also will offer several health benefits. Fermentation of food with lactic acid bacteria, which we call as the lactobacilli, increases the folic acid content of yogurt or the bifidus milk and kefir. Milk as such, it contains folic acid. When it is fermented, when milk is fermented, it is converted to curd or what we call as the yogurt. So the folic acid content is increased. Folic acid is a vitamin, B vitamin. And in the bifidus milk is nothing but the milk in which the bifidobacteria has been added. And kefir also is a fermented product. So here in all these foods, the fermentation is brought about by different types of microorganism. And because of the action of microorganism, the nutrient in the food also is improved. Similarly, niacin and riboflavin levels in the yogurt are increased due to fermentation. Niacin and riboflavin again are B vitamins. They also increase as a result of fermentation. Lactic acid bacteria are known to release different enzymes and vitamins into the intestinal lumen. When the fermented food is consumed by the individual, say for example, an individual consumes curd. When the curd reaches their intestine, it is capable of releasing various enzymes and also vitamins in the intestinal lumen. This exert synergistic effect on the digestion of the food. It can be responsible for alleviating symptoms. Alleviating symptom is removing or reducing the symptoms of intestinal malabsorption, like we saw in lactose intolerance, and produce lactic acid. When lactic acid is produced, it will lower the pH of the intestinal content, and this will help to inhibit the development of invasive pathogens. Because of lowering of pH in the intestine, it will destroy the pathogens such as the Salmonella species or the strains of E. coli. The Indian fermented food kallappam, that is the appam that we consume, has successfully prevented colonization of enterovirulent bacterium Vibrio parahemolyticus in HT29 cell line, which is nothing but the cancer cell lines, the colon cancer cell line. So the microorganism that are present in the fermented food called as kallappam, it will colonize. Colonize means it will grow in the large intestine, and this can help in preventing the colon cancer, the rectal cancer in the male Wistar rats. So it has the capacity to reduce cancer and it can prevent cancer in the individuals. LAB is lactic acid bacteria isolated from dosa, inhibited the pathogens such as the Bacillus cereus, Staphylococcus aureus, Listeria monocytogenes, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Vibrio parahemolyticus, and Aeromonas hydrophila through their antibacterial protein called as bacteriocin. So this lactic acid bacteria can destroy different types of bacteria, microorganisms that produce diseases which are pathogenic in nature because it is capable of producing a protein which is called as bacteriocin. Bacteriocin is a protein which can destroy other pathogenic microorganisms, and this has been isolated from dosa. Still, there is a large proportion of foods in this category which are unexplored for microbiota. There are different types of fermented foods, and there are several fermented foods that are still not investigated. Research has not been conducted, and the microorganisms that are present in that particular food has not been found out, and we do not know about the health benefits of consuming the fermented foods. Fermented milk, which is called as dahi, can be used to cure intestinal diseases such as diarrhea. So whenever a person has a stomach upset or diarrhea, we immediately say that the person should consume buttermilk or curd. Intake of dahi or curd has anti-cholesterolemic, which means it reduces cholesterol, anti-carcinogenic, it reduces cancer, anti-diabetic, it can prevent diabetes, and angiotensin converting enzyme inhibition effect, which means it can lower the blood pressure. Angiotensin converting enzyme is responsible for increasing the blood pressure in an individual. So that enzyme is inhibited, and therefore the blood pressure of the patient also reduces. And anti-atopic dermatitis effect, it can also reduce the skin allergies. The above properties are validated by in vivo experiments. So these properties has been found out, research has been done, and it has been found out by conducting experiments in the rats. Certain fermented vegetable products like gundruk, sinki, inisiangsang are said to be good appetizers. So these are all certain fermented vegetable foods that are consumed. We don't consume these foods, but it is consumed by other people who live in India as well, are said to be good appetizers. They improve the appetite of the individual. And the ethnic people are the people of the soil are called as the ethnic people. They use these food for remedy for indigestion. So when there is indigestion, the fermented vegetable products are used to prevent indigestion, and it can also promote hunger in the individual. So they are used as an appetizer. Bhutia women use the gundruk soup and give it to the breastfeeding mothers to improve milk efficiency. We call that there are certain foods which have a lactogenic function. Lactogenic function is they will improve the milk secretion in the lactating mothers or the nursing mothers. We call them as the lactogogues. So this gundruk soup has been found to improve the milk secreting efficiency in the lactating mothers. It is considered as a tonic for old age people. So it gives them strength and stamina, and therefore it is considered to be a tonic. The Viscella paramicetroids isolated from More Korambu showed antibacterial activities towards the foodborne pathogens Salmonella typhi and Lactobacillus monocytogenes. So the gundruk soup is considered as a tonic, and the More Kurambu, which we prepare in our home, in our households, which is very popular in the southern part of India, has antibacterial activities, right? So antibacterial means it has the efficiency to destroy bacteria. So what type of bacteria will it destroy? It destroys bacteria, the foodborne pathogens, the pathogens that are present in the food, like the Salmonella typhi and the Lactobacillus monocytogenes. Certain non-lactic acid bacilli species, Micrococcus species, has also been isolated from another dairy product called as rabadi. In Himachal Pradesh, fermented foods like kulu and kadhi are still unexplored for their microbiota. There are various types of fermented food that are used by people in different regions, particularly in India, and we don't have research on them, and we do not know what are the microorganisms present in them and what are the health benefits that are offered by consuming such fermented foods. Indian fermented foods are consumed by the local population not just as a diet but as a traditional medicine also. Fermented foods, they are food, but there are also health benefits attached to them. Many of the foods were observed to have beneficial effect during ailment, which means sickness, by the local people, and they are used as a special diet or medicine for ages. So these fermented foods have been used as a tonic, or it is used as a medicine for since ancient times. Fermented food idli. So this is one of the superfood. It is the best, one of the world renowned best breakfast. The fermented food idli is easily digested because it is steamed and also it is fermented. And most often it is used as a food for infant and also invalids because it is steamed, it is fermented, it is easily digested, and therefore it can be used as a food, weaning food for the infant, and it can also be given for people who are having diseases. It is a prescribed diet in the hospitals for patients undergoing treatment. So whenever a person has any type of illness, it may be fever or jaundice or diarrhea or whatever, they say the doctors usually prescribe that they can consume idli because it is the most easily digestible food. Kool is included in the daily diet of rural and agricultural workers. So kool is prepared from ragi or bajra, and it is the food that are consumed in the rural households, and it is very popular among the agricultural workers, and it is claimed to be nourishing, and it is a healthy food also. There is an increase in the thiamine, riboflavin, and niacin content during its fermentation. So the kool has been studied, research has been conducted, nutrients has been analyzed, and it has been found that during the fermentation process in the preparation of kool, there is an increase in the amount of the B vitamin like thiamine, riboflavin, and niacin. Kool is given even to children even during their weaning period. It can be, because it is fermented, it is easily digestible. It can be even used as a weaning food for the children. Fermented radish root pieces, they are called as the sinki. So radish, a vegetable, it is fermented and that is called as a sinki. It is very effective in curing diarrhea and stomach pain and is consumed mostly during the lean period. So this fermented radish root called as sinki can be effective in curing diarrhea and also stomach pain, and it is consumed during the lean period, means when it is not available. In the off season it is consumed. Ayurumba is prepared from the tree bean. So there is a tree which yields bean, and Ayurumba is a fermented food that is prepared from the tree bean, and it is considered as an appetizer. An appetizer is something which can improve the hunger of an individual. Fermented rye helps in curing stomach pain and gas trouble. So rye is a cereal, mustard-like crop. So this can be used in curing the stomach pain of the individual, and it can also remove the gas trouble or flatulence, and it also improves digestion of the individual. Kanjika or kanji, what we call as, is a lactic fermented rice product. It has been prescribed for a number of chronic diseases by Indian Ayurvedic practitioners. Carrot kanji is considered to have high nutritional value and offers cooling and soothing properties. So kanji is what we prepare out of rice, and along with that, when carrot is added, it is called as the carrot kanji. So this, because we are adding carrot to it, there is a nutritional value attached to that, and it has a cooling and soothing effect. Beetroot kanji is considered to have a potential to prevent infection and also malignant diseases. Fermented bamboo shoot juice. So the bamboo stem is the bamboo shoot. The juice of the bamboo shoot is taken and it is fermented. This has preservation property which is similar to that of vinegar. We add vinegar when we want to preserve the food. So this bamboo shoot juice, when it is fermented, it has similar property like that of vinegar and it can be used as a preservative to preserve different types of food. Meat, fish or vegetables are cooked along with this bamboo shoot juice so that it will have a longer shelf life. Like we add vinegar to the pickles, to the preserved foods, similarly, the fermented bamboo shoot juice can be added to meat or fish or vegetables so that we can extend the shelf life. Handua or Cardi is used as medicine against any digestive problems, particularly against constipation. The Meitei community in northeastern India use fermented bamboo shoot along with fermented fish against the plague disease. So plague was one of the very contagious infectious disease that was transmitted by the rats, and people died in millions because of this disease, contagious disease plague. And even for treating or preventing this disease, people in the northeast like Assam, Meghalaya, they had used the fermented bamboo shoot along with fermented fish to treat the disease called as plague. Nagari dry fish of the Punter's breed or the Aromas is mixed with Iromba, and this dish called Yongchak Iromba is considered as an appetizer and is well known to the old age women of the Meitei community. So these are all the different groups, the type of people who live and who use different types of the fermented food. Hentak is consumed as curry as well as condiment with the boiled rice. Hentak again is a fermented dish, the food that is prepared from fish. Sometimes it is given to the mothers during confinement and patients during convalescence. So it is given to the mothers during confinement is during their menstrual period or after delivery. The hentak, which is prepared from the fish, is given, and it is also given to patients after they during the convalescent period or during the recovery period from a disease. The role of probiotic bacteria in dairy fermentation is to assist in the preservation of milk by the generation of lactic acid and possibly antimicrobial compounds. So the bacteria, the probiotic bacteria that are present in the dairy products, they help to preserve the milk because during the fermentation process, lactic acid is produced, and this lactic acid will help in the preservation of milk, and it also has antimicrobial activity. It can destroy the other microorganism. The production of flavor compounds. During the fermentation, different type of flavor compounds are produced due to the production of acetaldehyde in yogurt and in cheese, and other metabolites, example extracellular polysaccharides, that will provide a product with the organoleptic properties desired by the consumer. Apart from having health benefits, it also improves the taste. It also improves the flavor of the product. To improve the nutritional value of food, for example, the release of free amino acids or the synthesis of vitamins. When the probiotic bacteria act on the dairy products, they help to release the free amino acids from the proteins, and they also help to synthesize different types of vitamins and therefore improve the nutritional value of the food. The provision of special therapeutic or prophylactic properties as cancer and control of serum cholesterol levels. So this will help to act as a prophylactic agent for cancer, and it can also remove the serum cholesterol level. So we have just seen about the introduction to fermentation and how the fermented products, what were the variety of the fermented products and what are the health benefits of the fermented products. Thank you.